Good afternoon, everybody. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing, with today's post-close grain and livestock comments. Well, it was a busy, busy day. I just got done actually doing the daily comments. Lots to talk about. A failure of new crop beans to hit $11 today. We'll see if we can get that going. A little bit of we had a good bounce. We got more to work on. This feels like it could be the end of the month positioning, evening up to coming up. A little bit of pullback after, a decent rally, but Lord knows we need more of a rally for producers than we just got. Um, would talk about it looks like the livestock's rolling over possibly a little bit here. Fat cattle down a buck 20, feeder cattle down a buck after making new highs, especially feeder cattle. We've come so far. Again, it's the last day of the month tomorrow. Get ready for that. I wouldn't be surprised to see some shenanigans. Um, as far as price volatility goes. Net changes on the day. We did see corn eke out a new high by 0.75 cents, 430 and 3/4. March beans down 2 3/4 after failing to take out 1086. We hit the 85 and a half, finished at 72. Chicago wheat pushed higher because, hey, guess what? It's wintertime and it gets cold in the wintertime. I just think you have some short cover in there, but it's given us a really nice rally. July Chicago is at 462. The contract low was 425. It's the highest price we've had in Chicago wheat since November. So 2 month high. We need a lot more to go. New crop beans wheat I'd love to see new crop wheat give up to $6, something like that. 560 is better than 525. That's the way I'll leave it. So it's going to be a tough marketing year, absolutely, positively. We do have another USDA report on the 12th. We'll get a WASDE report, see if that moves the needle at all. People are still screaming about the last USDA report. So remember, we'll know exactly when that day comes. And it might be a good idea to get some very cheap hedges on either way. We saw how that worked last time. Cheap puts really paid off for corn. Nobody imagined, myself included, that those would work so well as a defensive hedge. Talking about diesel fuel, it's hard to believe that a month ago, or not even, probably 2 weeks ago, we were at 205, a 7 month low. Lo and behold, we're almost back up to 275 now, which is a 2 year high. There's a lot of resistance there going back 2 years. If 275 fails, it opens the door to $3. Just crazy volatility right now. In the crude oil, when we had the Iranian issue, we hit $78. Right before Christmas, we hit $55. They're actually 54.98, 5 year low. And here we are. We've clawed half of that back, halfway back. So 266 area, very, very big. Excuse me. I'm talking about crude oil. The 66 cent area, 65, 66. We are right there, halfway back. Very big technical level. Everybody's got a decision to make. Everybody gets to be a hero. Bullish, bearish. You've got your line of scrimmage. Go ahead and line up into your tush push, right? See what happens next. I don't know, but it has been a tremendous spike up here on the weather. And what else? That's pretty much it today. I would continue to see if can we push higher. No new news, no big news with the exports or anything like that. We're going to continue to watch and see how big this crop is. It's coming out of South America. All in all, a pretty whipsaw type day. We started out strong, and then they just pounded on it in the beans. So, all right, on that note, this is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing. If you're looking for help, give me a call, 312-638-8868. And I can tell you more. Go to Robinson Ag Marketing. If you're not getting my letter, take a look at my letter. I did lower prices this year. I'm still doing the same monthly subscription, but if you buy the entire year, I cut that by 15%, because I know you guys out there are under pressure, absolutely positively. I do write a letter every day, 6 days a week, Monday through Friday, but then on the weekends I do a weekly wrap, which I spend about 4 hours doing about 15, 16 contracts. It's very technically based. There's 1,000 guys out there that will give you their opinion. I try and be chart based. It's what I learned in my career. I spent 22 years on the floor of the Board of Trade. I did not have clients. I just stood in the pit all day and traded. So I share with my clients what I learned in 30 plus years. If you're interested in learning more, give me a call or go to the website. This is Chris. Have a great rest of the day.